Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and it's time for a Sunday evening puzzle and a debut from Vesafari, whose first puzzle this is, and who has sent this to us to try out for the channel. And here it is. It's called Intens Knights, and there's a very strange Knights move rule where cells that are a Knights move apart may not sum to 10. I'll look at this in a minute. I'm a bit nervous about that because I think it's going to really change the way that scanning happens in this puzzle. Anyway, we'll look at that in a moment. Before that, I wanted to send some best wishes to a couple of lads from Dorking's rugby under-16s team who had to go to hospital after a match against my son's team, who aren't that physical. It was, I think, two very unfortunate accidents, and one other guy got concussed as well. So it sounds like an incredibly intense physical game. I don't think it was quite that bad, but thank goodness my son's team ended up on the winning side. But yeah, strange and terrifying as a rugby parent to see that sort of thing happen. I hope those guys are okay. Now, let's also mention that our Kickstarter, which is for a Fog of War Sudoku hunt, where you will play it online. It's an ebook, so basically you get it on your computer and you'll be able to play the Fog of War puzzles. People were wondering why, how we did a book with Fog of War. We're not doing an actual physical book. We're doing a book that you play the puzzles online in. So there will be Sudoku puzzles by Sandra and Nala, two of a team. A human stroke canine team of our favourite Fog of War constructors. We are now definitely sourcing other constructors for the book as well because, pledges have gone quite well. So we're hoping to extend the number of puzzles in it. We'll see if we hit those stretch goals, but do join the Kickstarter. Pledge to join it, and that will increase the number of puzzles we can do. And of course on Patreon you've got almost no time left to enter the Solver in Sudoku Land Demono's story hunt. Check it out on Patreon, where you can also see Simon's incredible solve of Phenomenon, the Philomeno puzzle, which he's spent hours over solving, and we are nervous of taking up the time of every casual viewer who clicks on a Cracking the Cryptic video on the channel. So if it's incredibly long, we put it on Patreon to see whether people are really satisfied with it, and we hope for honest responses. So thank you very much. Now, what else have we got going on? We've got all our apps. We've got the merchandise. Check out the links under the video. Sven Sudoku Pad as well. But the first link is to this puzzle, Intens Knights by Vesafari. And the rules are these. Normal Sudoku rules apply. We'll be putting 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Cells separated by a chess knight may not sum to 10. So that pair of cells couldn't be a 1 and a 9. Now, that's all very well. But when you do scanning on a knight's move puzzle, you're kind of looking to eliminate the same digit. So normally they couldn't be 2 1s, but in this case they definitely could be 2 1s. So that's a bit weird. So I'm not sure that my little knight's move character is relevant today, but it's certainly worth not forgetting that rule. There are so few markings in this puzzle, I'm sure we won't be allowed to not forget that rule. Now, the others are these. Digits may not repeat on a marked diagonal. So that diagonal, for instance, is a set of the digits from 1 to 9. Digits on a thermometer increase as they move away from the bulb. So that will be lower than that, which will be lower than that, lower than that, and that will be lower than that. Digits on an arrow, we only have one arrow. Those 3 digits sum up to the number in the circle. That's it. That's all we get. We get 3 given digits, which is an absolute privilege these days. I still remember when almost every puzzle we solved on the channel had many more than 3 given digits, but now that counts as generous on behalf of the constructor. Do give it a try. I am going to start now. Let's reset the clock and say, let's get cracking. So, I'm sure that Goodliffing thermos is a way to go. So the verb to goodliff, which actually appears in the Urban Dictionary, you can look it up, means to mark in the possibilities, especially on a thermo. So I think there are 3 possibilities in each of the cells in this box, because 7 is obviously excluded from the thermo. There are 2 other cells that aren't on it, so I think we get these. Now, how can we use that? Right, we can use 5 on the diagonal to eliminate a 5 there, and that stops this being a 6. That rolls up to the end. Now, we can then use 7 here, and this knight's move rule. Hello, Mr. Knight. So the 7 there says that these can't be 3s, because that would be a 3 and a 7, a knight's move apart. So if they can't be 3s, right, then this is 4 or 5. This can't be 4. Is that all it does? Oh, I was hoping for a bit more traction than that. I mean, I could go over and pencil mark this. I'm going to. It's only a 5-cell thermo, so unfortunately there is a bit more degree of freedom along it. That could be a 6. I didn't put a 5 in here. Oh, actually, they can't be 4s. We've got a 4 in the box. I didn't put the 5 in there because I spotted that. So 3, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm trying to avoid 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that giving us anything? Not really. Wow. This rule doesn't add much to our armory, does it? It's really annoying. Okay, I'm a bit confused as to how we're meant to go about solving this. Is there some... Yeah, look. I was going to observe 9 has to be in one of those cells, which almost... If 9 had to be in one of those 2, that would take 1 out of here. And that's really interesting. Yes, okay. It's not true that 9 has to be in one of those, because it can obviously be there. But that has led me to think that if you took 1 out of this cell so that it was 2 or 3, this would have to be a 4. And I've just noticed something very interesting about that. If this was a 4, that has to be 5 and this has to be 6. And look, you've got a problem with 4 and 6. And Mr. Knight, who says, no, we cannot have 4 and 6. And knights move apart because they add up to 10. So that can't be 4. That is a 2. The bulb is a 1. Now these 2 can't be 9 because of that 1. Oh, this knight's move rule is weird. Okay. One of these 2 is a 3 now, because we haven't got a 3 anywhere on the thermo. Actually, I could have done that ages ago once. Oh no, it was still in the bulb, wasn't it, a moment ago? Right, that can't be 1. This is just Sudoku. But that rolls up the whole thermo. That can't be 2. That can't be 3. Now that is at least 5. So this can't be 5 and this can't be 6. I mean, it didn't get a lot cleared out, but we might be able to pull this same 4-6 trick again with something else. Okay, let's have a look over here. I'm not sure. If that was 3, it says you can't have 7s there. If it's 2, you can't have 8s there. What about this? This isn't so much a problem. Or is it? If that was 7, this would be 6 or 5. And that wouldn't be allowed to be 3 by the rule. But I suppose it doesn't have to be. You could go 7, 6, 5. Okay, the rule has some application, but it's highly unpredictable where it's going to get that application from. That's what I'm thinking now. And maybe I've gone mad. Oh, this is going to be the sort of puzzle where you're going to be able to see something very quickly and it's going to take me ages to spot it. 5 being in the center can't be in any of those cells using this knight's move rule. 5, of course, is the only digit where the knight's move rule applies to itself, because 5 and 5 would add up to 10. Gosh, I'm not sure. I mean, we've got some digits. I'm quite proud of those, but I don't know how to apply them into the rest of the puzzle at all. Okay, 9 is in one of those two cells in box 1 and one of those two in box 2. Can't go on the arrow. It's not been pencil marked in there. Yes, another oddity about this rule is you're normally looking with a knight's move rule at cells outside the digits box. So that 2, the only things that the knight's move rule normally implies are actions about those cells. But in this puzzle, you're actually looking at cells inside the box as well. Which, yes, of course, 4 doesn't allow 6 to be in those two cells. That's the sort of thing we're looking for. Now, what does that do? Does it do anything? It really didn't do enough there. 5. I don't think I have the right to change any other. Now this can't be 7 because that does force 5 and then 3, and that would have a 7 and 3 pair. But all that does is take the middle digit out of that set. I want more. I'm greedy. I want more than that. Oh, I'm probably missing something very obvious. Let's just keep thinking, keep hope alive here. Oh, 9 is not in this circle. And the rule about arrows is if there's a rule about arrows is if there's a 3-cell circle and it doesn't add up to 9, it has to have a 1 on. Oh, we know where that 1 goes. It doesn't go there by Sudoku, and it doesn't go there by Mr. Knight's moves rule about adding up to 10. So the 1 goes here. Then there's a 1 in one of those two cells. If there was a 1 there, you couldn't have 9 here, so 9 would be there. Not very interesting. Now, neither of these can be 5. Right, but 5 is the biggest digit that could have gone on the arrow from the fact that this can't be more than 8. In fact, this is 6, 7, or 8. We know it can't be 9 because we've got 9 constrained here. So that is 6, 7, or 8. These digits are each 2, 3, or 4 because we know they can't be 5. That one can't be 2. Now, have we got any fascinating knight's move action resulting from that? If we have, I can't see it. I mean, there are connections between those possibilities, but until we iron some of them out, I don't know what they mean. So, not that helpful yet, but we still keep advancing a little. If that's 8, this is a 3-4 pair. If that's 7, we get a 2 here. In fact, if that's 7 or 6, we get a 2 here. Now, okay, let's imagine that happens, that we get a 2 here. This becomes 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, no. What am I saying? If we get a 2 here, this is 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. Then I've got 1, 2, 6 left to put. This would be a 6, and this would be a 1, 2 pair. I can't see a reason that doesn't work yet. Oh, gosh. Oh. This 1, does that stop 9s appearing somewhere? Only there where it couldn't. Oh, well, here can't be a 9. That can't be a 9. No, it doesn't really do enough. I mean, this doesn't look so interesting, and all its cells don't see each other by knight's move, rather amusingly. So I'm not really studying that thermo yet. Okay, what have I got going on up here? 2. That doesn't let that be 8. It's not It's not possible for it to be 8, so that is not a relevant thing to think about. It's very hard to know what is relevant to think about here, actually. Can I not work out where the 9 goes here? I don't think so. Yeah, it's really weird. I want to say, well, 1 can't be there, but then I've not got actual... 1 can't be there on the diagonal. But I can't rule 1 out of any of those cells, I don't think. Yeah, it's a strange rule. I have to keep working with it and figure it out, but I'm struggling a bit. Okay, 5 can't be here. We said that. I'm actually going to colour these cells that can't be 5 because I forgot them, and they might be helpful. The interesting thing that I've now spotted about that is, as obviously these digits that I've written in can't be 5, let's fill in the others that can't be 5. It's quite an interesting set. Where does 5 go? My first thing is, where does 5 go in column 7? Not on the diagonal. Oh yes, we can label all the cells on the diagonal as not 5s as well. There we go. So 5 is now in one of those 2 cells. That lets us paint those green. 5 is now in one of these 2 cells. It feels very unlikely to be on... Well, hang on. Let's not worry about the thermo yet. Those go green. Now 5 is in one of these 2 cells in column 3. And that's incredibly helpful because that makes this a 7. And we can roll that up to the top of the thermo. 8, 9 there. Now 7 is looking at that cell and not doing anything with it. 8's looking at that. 9's not doing anything either. You cheeky numbers. Anyway, 5 was in one of those 2 cells. Let's keep going with this 5 nonsense. 5 in row thingy is row 3 is in one of those 2. So those go green. Oh, 5 can't be in those by Sudoku, or those. Wow, I mean, it's really limited on where 5 can be. That's been quite interesting. Oh, look, there's only one place for 5 in row 2. Bang! Bingo, bango, there it is. Doesn't help with the thermo, but it says that, oh, well, these 2 cells aren't 5s. We've got 5 somewhere here. Now, can 5 be on the thermo? No, because that would put 9, well, it would put 7 there and 9 there. Neither of those are possible, so that is not 5. And this is 5. And that's not 5 because it's a knight's move from that one we've discovered. So we can fill in 5 there. Then these go green. We've got a 5 in one of these cells. We've got a little 2 by 2 of 5s in that area. And then down here, I don't know. But we've done something there. Now, this can't be 9 or 7. So let's start. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pencil mark those as potential 5s and then get rid of all the green because it's kind of done its job. We've limited 5s quite successfully. Now, this can't be 9, 7 or 5. So let's put in 6 or 8. This one can't be 8 according to, oh well, it couldn't be by the thermo either. So 7, 6 or 4, I suppose. This one 6, 4 or 3. 4, 3 or 2, 1, 2 or 3 on the bulb. Just worth doing in case it sparks something. Now 7 doesn't allow 3 to be there. 8 doesn't allow 2. Right, 2 in this box can't be there or there. There because of ordinary Sudoku, there because of the knight's move rule. So 2's in one of those 2. And that means this isn't 2 anymore. And that means this isn't 3 and this isn't 4. And they're getting quite limited now. And we're not allowed to put 7 on the diagonal. So 7 has to be in one of those 2 cells. I wanted to say this couldn't be 3 because then 7 would have to be there. Oh, hang on, this has become 6 or 7. So this has to be 8. Right, let's just get ordinary thermo stuff done. Now that can't be 2. That is what the 8 means. In fact, this 8 is saying neither of those can be 2. So 2 in the box is now, in the column, is now in one of those 2 places. I don't know, it feels a bit weird. If I could establish this was a 6, I get that on the diagonal. So these diagonals may matter more than I realized as well. Definitely got a 5 there. 8, 7, 1, 5, 9. 8, 9, 7, 5, 4. This is 3 or 6 just by Sudoku. That's all it can possibly be. Wow, sorry, I don't find this easy to deal with. This could be a long old video. Let's just keep going though. 5s were a lot more useful than I had any expectation of. So we're going to find something else out in a minute that's going to help do something else. Right, we've got to put 8 in one of those cells. None of them are ruled out as far as I can see by a definite 2. 9 there would stop that being 1. It is very hard to see these relations between knight's move cells. I find it extremely difficult to keep tabs on them. But I think it is what we've got to do. Well, I mean, we've got no other information really. We've still got to finish off this. Okay, what can that be? 3, 4, 5, 6 or 8. Is that true? There's only one place for 7 in this row. Why am I not seeing that? There it is. So this is a 2, 4 pair and we know the order. Oh, it's that straightforward. Gosh, that's a 3 on the bulb. That's a 6. This is 8. Ah, things are falling into place suddenly. Doesn't do those on the thermo, but this is 4, 5 or 6 as well. No, that is not 4, because that would make this 5 and that 6, and then 4 and 6 would be breaking the rule. So that is 5 or 6. That's a 5, 6 pair, and that is 4. That's weird. That is weird how that works. This is a 1, 2 pair. We know the order because of that 8 inside the same box, but acting on that cell. So now this is not a 1 anymore. I was excited because I thought that did something about 9s, but no, it actually just, it doesn't. Take my word for it. Right, 3 in this box is now in one of those cells since we got that. 5, we've done that. We've done 5. Don't get excited about 5. 2 is looking at that cell, which can't be an 8. That's the sort of weird relationship. She feels so hard to pick up. Right, this is 2, 3, 4 or 6 in its column, but 6 is looking at it, so it's not 4. I'm going to do the same here. And 8 is looking at that, so it's not 2. So strange spotting these relationships. It just doesn't feel normal at all. Oh, that's 6. That's just Sudoku, looking at a 7 there. So that's not 7. What? Oh, that can't be 3. Which again, straight Sudoku. 4 there, 6 there. Now we've got a 2, 3 pair. We know where 4 goes. Column 2 has been fairly fruitful. 1 cannot be on the diagonal, so it's there. That is a naked 9 in that it sees 2 and 3 as well. So that is 2 or 3, as is that. This is 3 or 4 on the diagonal. That is 2, 3 or 4. And even though that's getting looked at by 2s and 4s all over the place, that's not actually resolving anything about it. Okay, this is a 6, 7, 8 triple, where the middle one can't be 8 because of that 2. I can't see anything else ruled out there. These are from 1, 2, 3, 9. Nine is looking at that cell, so it's not a 1. 7 is looking at that cell, so it's not a 3. 9 is looking at that cell, so it's not a 1. So we've placed 1 in the box. I mean, that just, again, it's a freaky result that doesn't really feel right. It doesn't feel like I've done anything, and yet I have somehow. So strange. Right. 8s, and these are from 5, 6, and 9. Again, let's see if any of them are eliminated. Well, ordinary. Oh, that 5 sees both of these places. They can't be. That's a 6, 9 pair now. Right. So we get 5 there. We've finished box 3. We've got 3, 5, 8 at the top. The middle one can't be 5 by Sudoku and Knight's move. 7 is looking at that cell. 2 is looking at that one and can't be 8, so that's a 3. 2 was looking at it from there as well. Wow, this is nuts. The trouble is we're going to leave the boxes with pencil mark, well, with thermos and arrows now. We're going to be a bit on our own on the rest of the puzzle. Right, let's use the diagonal 4, 9, 3, 5, the column 2, 7. This is 1, 6, or 8, but it sees that 4 and that one, and therefore can't be a 6. I mean, this technique might actually be worth employing a lot. And it's barely a technique, it's just a complex set of eliminations. Sorry, I'm just gonna... That text is going to recur in a moment, so I'm just going to mute it. Now, come on, I'm probably missing something now. Or maybe not. That 2, 3, 4 triple. They're not doing anything. But look at this cell. This sees 1, 2, 9 in the column, 4, 6, 7 in the row. So that's 3, 5, or 8. Oh, this one, it sees the diagonal, of course. 4, 9, 3, 5 on the diagonal, 6, 8 north, 7 to the west. That's 1 or 2. This is 2 or 6. These are quite limited on the diagonal. Yeah, let's just mark them all up. I might have run out of steam here. Oh, maybe not. 2, 6, 7, or 8. Now, anything going on in terms of the Knight's move rule? I don't think these are getting hit by anything I've actually done that the Knight's move is helping with. Okay, this is tough. This is tough now. I'm just missing stuff, am I? There is every chance. You know, I look at a digit like that and go, ooh, what's it telling me? And it takes me a while to actually see what it's telling me. 7, 2, 4, 6. Don't know. This is hard. I should stop moaning. Oh, 5 here has been resolved ages ago. So, don't know about 5 down here or in this box because we don't know up there. 6, 8, 4, 5. Right. This one is 2, 3, 7, or 9 by Sudoku. By the rule, it can't be 9. Well, never afraid to pencil mark. Check out Urban Dictionary. And the fact that Simon calls me pencil mark. 4, I've finally discovered, is not in any of those cells. So, and that's because it's already on the diagonal in column 8 and row 8. So 4 must be in one of those two places. They're not looking. They are looking. No, they don't look at the same cell anyway, using the rule, annoyingly. I mean, by knight's move and directly, they see that cell, but this one would allow it to be a 4 and that one wouldn't. That's annoying. Stop moaning. Let's just find a way through here. 7 in this box is in one of those 3 cells. 9, 2, 1, 5, 8. I mean, this one can't be a 9, but whose parsnips does that butter? Nobody's. Okay, that can't be a 1 because of this 9. So 1 in the central box is definitely in one of those two. If I knew that was a 9, I'd be placing the 1. Now, 1 here is in one of those two. But that doesn't keep 1 out of this cell. It is interesting, though. If that was a 9, that would stop this being a 1. It would make this one a 1. I don't quite see what it does. One only has 2 places on that diagonal. I can't see a way that I can use that. 7 only has 2 places. That's more interesting because that means neither of these two can be a 7. Actually, I suppose the fact that those are the only places for 1 on the diagonal means that one of them is a 1 and that can't be a 1. So this is 3, 5, 8 or 9 if by that logic. But I haven't got any further interest from there. Right, come on, let's just focus and get something done here. First of all, I have to find the obvious thing I'm missing. That is sitting here somewhere mocking me. What is it? What is it for? Looking at that. Nine, 2, 1. One of these is a 1. One of these is a 1. If that's a... No, I was going to say if that's a 1, the 1 in this column has to be there, but actually it could be there, so it doesn't really do anything. Maybe where's 9 in this box, although I have very little actual information. Well, okay, 9 is not in any of those cells because of the diagonals. 9, because of that 1, 9 is also not in those two. So actually 9 is in one of these, which is a surprising conclusion. It may not be something I can do anything with. If 9 was there, that couldn't be 1. So that would be 1, and that would be 6. And we'd have a 2, 8, 7 triple at the bottom. Is there something wrong with that? I don't know. I can't see it. This is very hard, Vesafari. Very hard. I don't mind that, but I would love to know if I'm just being dense or if this really is cruelly difficult. Okay, one of those is definitely a 4 on the diagonal. What good does that do? 5. How can I use one of these being a 9? I don't know. This is so hard. Where's 1 in this row? Look at that. That is oh no. I thought I'd got it, but I haven't. But I can say that 1 is not there because of that 9, and it's not there because of that 1. So it's in one of these two. And that means that isn't a 1 in this box. In fact, we've got an X-wing on 1s there. There must be a 1 in one of those two cells. We've got another X-wing on 1s here. If that was a 9, that would be a 1. Oh, look at that. If you were to put 1 in those two cells, that would rule out both of these positions for 9. Look at that. That is extraordinary. If you were to put 1 in those two cells of this X-wing here, then that would rule that out from being a 9. That would rule that out from being a 9, and there'd be nowhere for 9 in the central box. So that is not the 1 X-wing. The 1 X-wing is over this side. That's gorgeous. That's well done if you got that. If you were just looking at that going, when will he notice? And if that's the necessary next step, my goodness. Now we've got 2, 6, 7 on the diagonal. So that's the 1. That's the other one. So we've done both 1 X-wings now. Now, what's that going to lead to, if anything? Gosh, that's mean. Right, 8 can't be there. So we've placed 8 in this triple. That's 6, 7 pair. Are they ruled on by a 4 or a 3? No. That 8 is looking at that cell though. That is not a 2 therefore. That's a 3. Now we've got a 2, 9 pair. We get a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight. Losing its religion. And finishing off the diagonal. The positive diagonal. Then we've got a 6, 7 pair. So that's a 2. And that isn't. Now that 2 tells me that's not an 8 and that that's not a 2. There is a 2 in that cell. That is nearly the last 2 in the grid. I think I get to... No, I've got 2 more 2s to place. 1 in box 4 and 1 in box 6. And they're all done. This is 3, 7 or 9. I might not need the rule all that much more, which would be fabulous. That 4 is looking at that cell. I'm using the rule as soon as I say that. 6 and 4 here. Are they ruled on by the rule? Sorry to be tautologous. Not sure. 8, 1, 2, 5, 4. We've got a 9 in one of those. So this is 3, 6 or 7. But it's not 6 because of that and the 4. 4, 6 pair. I can't see how they're done. That 6, 7 pair is ruling 6 and 7 out of these cells. And I think it's making this one a naked single. It sees 9, 2, 1, 5, 8, 4 and the 6, 7 pair. So that's a 3. Excellent. That's a 5. That's going to take 5 out of those cells. That's 3, 8 or 9. That 3, that's what I just got. So is it taking 7 out of anywhere? Probably, and I can't see it. It's putting 3 into one of those 2. None of the ones I've got are now looking at those 2 cells because I kept them away. Oh, crazy times. Right, these are from 7, 8, 9. But 3 is looking at that cell which can't be 7. 1 is looking at that cell which can't be 9. That is 6, 7 or 9. I just have to keep hopping around here till I find what's getting the job done, and it's not easy. 5, 1, 2. Still don't know which of those is a 4, even by virtue of 6s looking at them. That can't be 8 because of the 2 we put in the bulb. Sometimes I just have to switch my brain back to, right, where's 8? Back to ordinary Sudoku. Where's 8 in that column? It's just hidden there. It's madness. So that's an 8. That makes this a 9. That tidies up the triple here. That is going to do some damage on the rule. 7 is looking at that, which can't be a 3. This is going to finish off everything, I think. Everything, I say confidently. 7 on the diagonal, 3 there, 9 in the box. Then we're left with a 4-6 pair that I'm sure are resolved in some way. You can find out for me. That is 4 or 6 as well, but it's not a 6. So there we go. That's what did the 4-6 pair. We're going to finish off now. 3 and 9 here. Don't know how to do them. Yes, I do. There's a 3. There's a 9 and a 3 in their 2 columns, so that's really easy. 5, 7, 6. Then we can do 5 and 8, and we rely on Vesafari to have made sure there are no infractions of the rule in the puzzle. What an extraordinarily weird puzzle. That just messes with your head in every which way. And well, the title is In Ten's Nights. I found that quite intense, actually. That's quite wearing in terms of how you have to think about it. Very tricky rule set. But great fun. Great pleasure to get through it in the end as well. I hope you enjoyed that. I don't know. You might have enjoyed just seeing me flounder around looking for things. But some of the things we found were really interesting, I thought, there. Very interesting use of the rule set by Vesafari. And thank you, as always, for watching us on the channel. We know there are many other things you could do with your time, so we're always grateful. Hope to see you again soon. Do enter the Patreon competition if you have a chance. And bye for now.